Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video on a lot of new products that I got, including this look right here. I wanted to do a little bit of a colorful eye with one of the palettes that I got. A lot of my products are from a NYX haul that I did. A lot of products are just random products that I have had for a very long time. Probably should replace some of them, but some are just a couple random new things that I got from the drugstore, and I am in love with a couple of the products. If you want to see how I got this look and all the awesome products that I try out, then keep watching. I'm going to be starting off with my eyes. I finally got an eyeshadow primer slash base that I'm going to be trying out before I put any eyeshadow on. I'm super excited about this because typically I just use concealer. I've never used like the MAC or paint pot or any kind of paint pot to start out with a primer or a base for my eyes, so super excited to try this out. I know some of you are probably thinking, why are you so excited about an eyeshadow primer or base or anything like that? And honestly, just because I haven't found one that I really was excited for. Just gonna go ahead and blend that in with my beauty blender. Well, I can see how it primed, but I'm used to a little bit more coverage because I use concealer for my eyeshadow primer, but we'll see how it works. The product that I just got is the Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth in shade Porcelain. I'm going to use that to set my lids. I think the only thing that I'm not super thrilled about with the primer is that I like to cover up the veins in my eyes or on my eyelids, and you can see my veins still, especially towards my lash line. You can see them pretty well. So I'm going to go in with a little palette that I got from NYX called Love in Florence. I did hand swatch these, and this bright shade right here is absolutely gorgeous. It feels almost wet to the touch. I'll just swatch it super fast. It's very, very shimmery. Not too pigmented, but it's still gorgeous. Start out with an Elizabeth Mott blending brush to just pick up a little bit of this lightest shade right here to start in with my crease. So this light color is not totally working for my crease color, so I'm going to put that down for a second and go into the Lid Lingerie palette that I got. Beautiful shades right here, beautiful neutral palette. I think I'm going to go ahead and go in with this shade right here. Satisfied with that crease at the moment. I also didn't realize that there is a light purple shade in this palette as well. So I'm going to go with the same brush, take that a little bit, and deepen the crease even more. In with the Love in Florence palette and work with some of those colors. Going to take probably my favorite blending brush of all time, the Morphe M441, and I'm gonna go in with this deeper purple right here. I'm gonna take that on the outer crease and blend a little bit onto the lid. Go in with the darkest purple right here with a different brush. Keep it in my crease and on the outer portion as much as possible, because with my hooded eyes, when I look up, you can't see a whole lot of my lid left, and I don't like that. So I try to keep my inner lid lightish as much as possible because it doesn't look all that great on me, but it's okay. I lightly tapped in. Look at all the pigment that came off on my brush. Once. Tap that off. Go in with a Morphe R36. It's technically a very tight bronzer brush, but I use it for a bunch of random stuff. I'm going to be using it to smooth out the edges of my shadow just to give it a nice even blend. I'm going to go back in really quick with the same brush that I used earlier for the transition shades and go back in with the light transition shade to just blend it out a little bit. Blended and beautiful. I'm gonna take the lightest purple shade right here, purplish pinkish. It's very soft to the touch, so I might just go in with my finger with this one and put that on the inner, see, look at that pigment, so pretty, on the inner portion of my lid. I think I want to deepen the crease just a little bit more, blend a little bit. So I'm going to go back in with my Morphe M44 and this shade right here. I'm being messy, or I was being messy with my eyeshadow right here because I'm just going to go back and clean it up with a makeup wipe. It's the beauty of doing your eyeshadow before you do the rest of your face. While I'm in this palette, I'm going to take the lightest shade right here because maybe it will be light enough for a brow bone. It just was not light enough to be a transition shade. It's just me, but I can't really tell all that much if it's picking up. Maybe the shade is just not my favorite. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a different one. Now that the eyes are done, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of primer because I already moisturized. It's gonna be some NYX Born to Glow Illuminating Primer. Didn't even do that on purpose, to be totally honest. I ran out of my Becca Backlight priming filter. Go in with some Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in Rose Ivory like normal. Before I blend that out, I actually forgot that I just bought this Wet n Wild correcting palette, and it tells you everything that the colors are good for. So I have, you can see, I have purple, I got some foundation off my nose. I got some purple bags under my eyes that, to be completely honest, bother me like crazy. So I'm going to go in with the yellow really quick before I blend out my foundation. I'm going to go in with a brand new concealer that I got from Smashbox. It is the Skin Studio 24-Hour Waterproof Concealer in the shade Fair/Light. Now I have been just using my Photo Focus concealer in the shade Light Ivory to go with the Photo Focus foundation, but honestly, this Smashbox one looks a little bit lighter. Granted, it does look a little bit more yellow, so I'm gonna try it out and see how she works. First impression, I definitely like the finish of the concealer. It didn't settle into my pores. Granted, my pores are huge, but that's okay. They didn't really settle into my pores. It's just, because it's a waterproof concealer, it's very full coverage, which is great. I kind of want to do a wear test though, just because I'm not totally convinced yet. It's the same color as my foundation, which I have an extremely hard time finding a lighter concealer than my foundation because I end up having to get the lightest concealer or the lightest foundation anyway, so I was just trying it out, seeing if the Smashbox I can't talk today. To see if the Smashbox concealer was lighter than my foundation, but I think it was the same shade. So if there's a white concealer out there, please tell me, let me know. Take my Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth Normal to Dry Skin in shade Porcelain. A really good powder and a really good primer or moisturizer that just holds the powder and looks amazing, because I do that on a pretty weekly basis. Like, I don't feel like putting foundation on. If I don't feel like putting tinted moisturizer on, which totally is like a second foundation without it being as heavy as a foundation, and with SPF, I do that. I love using really good primer and really good powder. For my under eye, I'm gonna go back in with my Real Techniques setting brush and Milani Prep Set and Go translucent powder. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is not the darkest shade, but I'm gonna go in with it just to see what she does. And it's really hard to get on my lower lash line, like right here towards the inner corner. For some reason my eyes are like, no! So I love that as a lower lash line color, but I'm probably gonna be really bougie and I'm gonna go in with this really deep purplish blue, and I want to put that on the upper part of my lash line closest to my lashes. Focusing on the outer portion of my eye, I'm not bringing anything in too far to my tear duct. I got on my nose. Oh, if I keep getting it on places, lose my shit. In with a little mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back. Actually, I totally forgot that one of the products that I got from NYX was mascara. The mascara is not just regular mascara. It's called NYX Double Stacked Mascara Base and Top Coat. Okay. So this double stacked mascara, basically what you do with it, these are fibers and this is regular mascara. We're going to put the mascara layer on, and then we're going to layer on the fibers, and it's going to give you, or it's supposed to give you, the illusion that you have fake lashes on without actually having fake lashes on. So dip into it really quick, and then this is what the fibers look like. So you coat them while the mascara is still wet. Make sure you don't get the fibers in your eyes because it hurts. I've used mascara like this before. So there we go, fibers are on. Then you go back in and coat your lashes again. So this is the difference between mascara and fiber and no mascara. So So while this mascara that I just put on is still wet, I'm going to go back in with a second layer of the fibers just because I want the optimal fiber effect, optimal fake lash effect, if you will. I'm going to go back in lastly with the mascara again. This is with the second layer. Second layer, no mascara. I don't think it necessarily looks like I have false lashes on because you can still see a little gap every now and then, and I just touch my lashes. No fucking idea why. For the most part, I think it does what it says it's gonna do. It made them look a little bit fuller, and I like that. You really have to work on them at first, and then each layer that you add on, it really doesn't matter how many layers you add, but the more layers that you add, the heavier they feel and a little bit harder it is to get them to look even. So just keep that in mind. I'm gonna go in with this one and this one. I'm gonna go in a little bit and hit the nose with a little bit of contour with the MB13 from Morphe. I'm gonna go in with the deepest contour shade and fill in my eyebrows because I don't feel like using my brow wiz. Go in with the Tarte blush in Party, which looks like this. I cannot resist my champagne pop. I know I use it all the damn time, but I can't help it. I'm gonna go in with this YSL gloss in the shade Inspired Mauve. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoy and thank you for watching. And if you're not already, please subscribe. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. So I hope you enjoyed this and I'll see you next time. Bye. Feels so weird doing it with my left hand. I like powder. Can't put my eyeliner on.